The series is tied at one apiece between the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers in the 2025 NBA Finals. I've got Justin and King here with me. We're back to talk about the NBA Finals once again. Time, how fast does time fly? We're already at Game 3. How fast does time fly? The season's almost over, and the draft is upon us. The summer league's upon us. The off season's upon us. Jalen Brown's had his surgery. Training camp's almost here as well. Listen, time is going by fast. Hope you men are well, man, and hope everyone's okay in the chat. Big up to you both, King and Justin. Big up to you.
All good, all good. Can't wait to talk about the second game and what's going forward.
And Justin?
Same with Kane. I'm just ready to go.
I hear you. Yeah, but big up to my guy Rasta in the chat every single time. You men know Rasta Stocks, real one on the channel, OG on this channel, goes live with me pretty much every single 2 days. The United show, football shows, whatever you call it, he's here. And he's also live with King on his channel, African King Academy 93 on his channel. Link is in the title. I will be going on King's channel sometime this week, so please do keep a lookout. Maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime soon. But we'll see. And subscribe to Rasta's channel. Subscribe to King's channel. His link is going to be in the title right now. Might as well just add it right now whilst we get started. Let me just quickly add King's link in the title. But like I said, people, this is the first NBA show since I've hit 300 subs. So big up to everyone who's supported the channel. Big up to everyone who's liked, shared, and subscribed, because it means a lot, for somebody like me to go live, to talk sports with you guys every single day, to be able to have the chance to talk sports and just basketball, anything in general, sports. I love this channel. I love talking sports. I love engaging with new people, in the chat. And big up to you as well for the support. Big up to you, King and Justin, for being on the way with me to 300 subs. But guys, the journey does not end here. The road to 400 subs starts now. So you man in the chat, do your thing. Subscribe, like, and share. Big up to you, John. Hope you're well, my bro. Pacers is in 5. Understandable. Is your prediction. But guys, Game 3 is on the way. But let's review Game 2. Game 2, for me, I can summarize it in literally like just a few sentences. Honestly, like primary school sentences. OKC Thunder played Game 2 like how they played Game 1, but in 3 quarters. Game 2 by OKC was played in all four quarters. In my opinion, OKC played. All right, let me say it again. Game 1, OKC turned up in 3 quarters. In my opinion, in Game 2, OKC turned up in all 4 quarters. They basically did what I expected them to do. I said they were going to bat to the Pacers. They were going to take this game seriously. They were going to take this game personal. Shea was going to come back and get big buckets, get big points. And look, the Pacers got blown out. Simple as. OKC turned up. They turned up. They came to play fourth quarter. They were there. They were scoring every bucket. They were making shots, playing great defense. Just like the OKC I know. It's unfortunate that OKC did not turn up in the fourth quarter in Game 1, but like I said, they took this game very, very personal, and they go to Indiana with one game, not 0-2 down. At least Indiana had taken a game. OKC had taken a game. It goes back. The series goes to Indiana, tied at 1 apiece. Who will take the third game? We shall see. But King, I'll go to you first on this one. What are your thoughts on Game 2? Like, did you watch Game 2 as well? Did you see the highlights as well? You're on mute, bro.
For the first half, it was straight belts to us. OKC dominated. But they began to wane towards the second half. But the difference, I think, between the first game and the second game is they always kept their distance. and they had less turnovers as well, so they were less destructive with the ball. And even though Indiana did come back into it in the second half, they didn't give them enough time for them to get within to that magic 10-point difference slot where Halliburton can hurt you. What else? There's not really much else to say. I just think OKC played the same way. I just think they just played at a higher level. They gave less minutes to Carson Wallace, which was good, and their bench did a lot more as well. So I think between their bench doing a lot better, between them having less turnovers and them performing in the fourth quarter to a decent level and actually finishing off the game, which is the one thing they've struggled throughout the playoffs is finishing off games. Yeah, I think that's what got them the win. It's gonna be difficult to see how they fare in Indiana. I don't think it's the most hostile crowd, but it'll be interesting to see how they fare over there.
Justin, over to you.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Kane said. Game 2, first half, basically belts to ass. Shea did exactly what he had to do. I think everyone in the Oklahoma City lineup had to do what they had to do. I won't lie, I got a little nervous when the Indiana Pacers were kind of down to 10 points in the fourth quarter. But then they kind of ran away with it. As far as game 3 goes tonight, this is the first time in 25 years that Indiana is hosting an NBA Finals. So I guess we'll see how that crowd is, but I don't know. I just don't. I really don't know. I'll give my final thoughts on that when we go over that. But I had a feeling OKC was gonna win this game too, even after losing the game 1. So, yep.
Yeah, like I said, I think they were going to take this game personal. OKC took this game really, really personal because they knew what they did in game 1. They knew what happened in game 1. They should not have let that happen in game 1. Even the neutrals know OKC should not have let that happen in game 1. Like, the Pacers are clutch. Tyrese Halliburton is clutch. You know what's going to happen if you give the Pacers a shot to win the game. Like, there was, in my opinion, the incentive to win game 2 because game 1 was like more of like introduction to the finals. Be like, okay, you know what? The Pacers can have this game. We're gonna have games 2, 3, 4. I think that's what the Thunder have in mind now. They're gonna allow them. They're gonna allow the Pacers to get to have the game 1 hangover, and that's what happened in my opinion. I thought in game 2 the Pacers had the game 1 hangover, and it might sound a bit weird because the Pacers, in my opinion, got a bit too gassed after game 1. It looks like, and then they got and then they looked like they were tired. They got gassed out. They got outplayed. They got, I guess they got outcoached. Rick Carlisle got outcoached. Defensively, they couldn't find a way. Defensively, they were stopped. OKC on the offensive end, I think just perfect. I think it was a perfect game from OKC. I think it was the most perfect game you could ask for from OKC. It was a more typical OKC game this season. So let's just say it as it is. In the OKC fashion, they win games in like destroying fashion. They destroy teams. When they win, they go and destroy teams. You know what I mean? Only maybe like say a Cleveland or like a Celtics or like let's say maybe in some games like against like a Lakers or like against the Nuggets, so they'll win like a close game. But maybe like but in terms of just in what we've seen this season, in so many times what we've seen this season, OKC have just turned up in so many games and they've just gone and destroyed teams. So like I said, this is a typical OKC win. Typical OKC win. But now you're going to Indiana. How are you going to deal with the crowd, the hostile crowd in Indiana? Because the Indiana crowd are just, in my opinion, I think they're one of the most passionate crowds in the league. They're one of the most supportive crowds in the league. They get behind their team. It's like a whole state pretty much supports the team. they're very loyal towards their team. Well, see, maybe you might see a lot of Celtics fans from Indiana, obviously with the ties with Larry Bird and everything like that, right? But obviously, Indiana Pacers, they have a very loyal fan base. Going to Indiana is not going to be easy, in my opinion, for SGA and the OKC Thunder. How do you play to the crowd? How do you take in the pressure that Indy might play? Because the crowd might get behind them. Indy might fight back. Indy might say, okay, OKC have turned up. How do we fix what we did in game 2? How do we fix our errors in game 2 and ascend it to game 3? How do we take errors into game 2 and fix that into game 3? We have the crowd behind us. We've got, we've been on a great run. We have a great defense. We're clutch. We've been scoring big buckets. How do the Pacers win this game? How do OKC take in the pressure? How do they also win this game? I'm asking you, Justin. I'll go to you first. And I know you wanted to make a point about something earlier, and I know you want to get it across. So just get it across now, and then make your points about OKC and Indiana. Like, how do you see from both sides? Let's look at both sides. How do you see this game from both sides, Indiana's and OKC's side? And how do both teams win the game? How do you think both teams can win the game? For sure.
Oh, I will say this, however. I don't know what I was gonna say, but I will say this, however. Indiana Pacers are 0-3 in games 3 in this playoffs. They didn't beat the Bucks in game 3, I don't think. They didn't beat the Cavs in game 3, and they didn't beat the Knicks in game 3. And two of those were on their home court of Indiana. One of those was in Milwaukee. So I don't know. Does the curse get broken tonight? I kind of doubt it, because Oklahoma City, on the other hand, are very good in games 3. So I don't know. Something has to give here. For the Pacers to win, Halliburton needs to go off. Like, Halliburton needs to not turn the ball over, and they need to give the ball to Miles Turner and Nemhard and all those guys. For the Oklahoma City Thunder to win, they have to do exactly what they did in game 2 and not let their foot off the gas. My final prediction for this one, I still got Oklahoma City going up 2-1 in this finals tonight.
King, over to you. Like, the question I asked was, how do you see from OKC standpoint and Indiana standpoint, how do both teams win the game? How do both teams take out the pressure from the crowd, and how do one place to the crowd? Like, just summarize this as a whole from both sides, and yeah, sorry, floor is yours, mate.
I agree with Justin in regards to OKC having to play the same way as game 2, because in the end they can't afford for the crowd to get into the game. So if they punch the Pacers in the mouth in the first half and have a dominant first half, let's say up 20-25 points, don't let them back into the game. Keep attacking them. Keep it up. Keep hitting the big shots. Keep pretty much taking the air out of the stadium. Because when you're going somewhere else, the best thing to do is to make them not having anything to sing for. So I think that's what OKC need to do. I think they need to bully the Pacers for all 4 quarters and have a dominant win. They can't afford the game to get close, because that's when Pacers will have the advantage. And for the Pacers, if the game is close within the 4th quarter, you know what Halliburton can do. And if the crowd is up for it as well, and let's say it gets within 10 points, 9 points, 8 points, that's when OKC are going to have to be a bit worried, because all it takes is a couple stops, a couple big shots, and the crowd will go off. So that's the thing. You need to be dominant by the 4th quarter so that there's no opportunity for the crowd to get too loud. And you need to take the air out in the 1st quarter straight away, hitting big shots, going for a dominant lead, not giving the Pacers any hope or any chance that they can win the game. Because in the end of the day, if you eliminate the crowd from the from the game, then it makes a big difference because then you're just facing the team opposite because the crowd can be a motivator, can add extra adrenaline to a home team. So I think OKC need to be ruthless, and they need to be ruthless down the stretch as well. Uh, and and I feel like none of this kind of foul baiting stuff. They just need to hit shots. They just need to hit shots, shots on shots on shots, and as long as they keep the ball, less turnovers like they did in the second game, I think they win, and I think they go up 2-1 in this game, in my personal opinion.
So you both say OKC goes up 2-1? I agree. I think OKC are. I still think they're a bit hurt from game one. They ain't gonna let. I don't think OKC should let the Indiana Pacers crowd. Well, how do you say this? Stop them from playing their basketball because the Pacers have lost all game threes, like Justin have said. Obviously, records are there to be broken. However, OKC, once they go down, you know when this team is ready for a fight. This OKC team is ready for a fight on most given nights, and they're gonna take this game one still personal. Going to Indiana, they're gonna say, you know what, this is not your time. This is not your time. This is our time. You know what I'm trying to say. I can even save my comment for future reference. Pacers will win and Halliburton will win SGA. Okay. I will. No worries. I'll leave it here. Actually, you know what? Can I start a comment? No, I can't. Sorry, I'll try and do something about it soon. But anyways, big up to you, PY. I hope you're well, man. But anyways, guys, like I said, OKC gonna take this game again personal. It's still game one is still personal to OKC and personal to SGA. This is one of the best finals day. I forgot to mention as well. SGA has 72 points in his first two finals games. That's a new record, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's a new record as well. He is in the list along with Michael Jordan. I think LeBron James, I think, is also in that. Is in that category. Who's the other one? Dwayne Wade, I think. Dwayne Wade. Yeah, I was watching the NBA. I was seeing the NBA YouTube video like they posted earlier. Something. SGA is one of the only 4 or 5 players to be in that within 72 points of his first 2 NBA Finals games.
Allen Iverson was second,
which is so impressive. Like, yes, we can say SGA, foul, flop, merchant, whatever the fuck it is, right? But at the end of the day, this guy has been balling out for the OKC Thunder this year. He's put them on their backs. He's put them on their fucking backside this year, OKC. Without him, where OKC? If you ask me where OKC without him, they'd probably be in 6, 7 seed at best. SGA has been on an absolute tear, man, this year, and he deserves the MVP. He deserved his MVP, and proving it why. And you know what? If OKC Thunder win this will be another new record. He'll be the first player to win the MVP and win the NBA championship in the same season since Paul Pierce? I think Paul Pierce. Sorry, who's it? You're on mute.
Oh, I was talking to my friend as well, but I believe that's it. Yeah.
Paul Pierce won the MVP and won the NBA championship in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't even know who won the MVP in 08, but I know Paul Pierce won the championship.
Or was it Kobe that won the MVP in 2008?
I think Kobe. I think Kobe. I don't really remember.
Because I remember Paul Pierce being a part of winning the NBA championship or winning some award as well in the same season as well.
It was Kobe who won MVP.
Okay, sorry, my bad. But who was the last player to have won MVP and won the NBA championship in the same season? Or was it? Was it Steph Curry? Which year was it? 2016? Sorry, not 2016. 2017? 2017 that he won the MVP champion and the NBA championship? 2017? 2017, I think. I can't remember which year he won. He because James Harden won 2018, if I'm not mistaken. James Harden won 2018 MVP, and Steph Curry won the 2018 championship. But I think that was the last time, which is crazy.
2015, 2014-15 season.
Oh, so who won 2017 MVP then? I'm forgetting. Surely not LeBron, right? It's Steph Curry that won 2020.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook won 2017 MVP. Wow.
I think that's the triple-double year, pretty much.
So basically, 10 years ago was the last time somebody's won an NBA championship and an MVP in the exact same year. That rarely ever happens in the NBA, like fair fucking play. And if SGA does it, then wow. Honestly, you just gotta give credit to him. You just have to give credit to him. You love him or hate him, you gotta give credit to him. Honestly. But at the end of the day, like, look, they still gotta get the job done. They still gotta go to Indiana and try and take up the crowd. Because like I said, do like I said, the Celtics, right? Like the Celtics last year, the Indiana crowd was up for it, but the Celtics did their job. They came back. The Celtics played to everyone's crowd last year, and yes, guys, yes, I am biased. Yes, I love my Celtics, but I have to bring it up because last year we played we lost one game on the road last year in the playoffs, which was in the finals, right? To game four. We got destroyed by the Mavericks. In the NBA Finals, you have to, or whatever it is in the playoffs, you have to play to the crowd. You have to not care about the crowd. And that's what the Celtics did. They went through the playoffs without losing a single road game up until the finals. Yes, we were already 3-0. Yes, we were already 3-0 up at the time. We were already up 3-0. But still, you got to play to the crowd. You don't need to care about the crowd. Whichever crowd you play in front of. You play in the Timberwolves crowd, they're hostile. You play in the Denver's crowd, that's hostile. You won in Denver, you won in Minnesota. You won in Memphis. Okay, Memphis not so much. But in terms of but Minnesota and Denver, that's a hostile atmosphere right there. The Wolves have some good crowd. The Wolves have a good crowd, right? The Wolves have a good crowd. Denver have a good crowd. In an altitude as well. So road games, you got to win on an opponent's ground if you want to win the championship. I can take it back to the Premier League. When Manchester United were winning Premier League titles, we used to go to Arsenal's ground and win games. We used to go away to Chelsea and win games. We used to go to Anfield, Etihad, win games. You know what I'm trying to say? Beat your title rivals at their ground. And this is why I'm implying to Indiana. Or to OKC. Go and win at your opponent's ground. But yes, and I apply the same for Indiana as well. As for Indiana Pacers, yes, they had a bad game too. But games 3 and 4 is in their court. The NBA Finals is going to Indiana for the first time since 2000, 2001, if I'm not mistaken. 2001, 2002, if I'm not mistaken. That was the last time the Indiana Pacers had the finals back in Indiana when Kobe won Game 6 in Indiana. But even then, my point still stands. You got to go and win on the opponent's ground. This applies to both teams. But I don't know if you guys you guys want to continue on this point. You want to say anything you have to say? Oh, okay, thank you, Justin. Last time, yeah, fair enough. Thank you, bro. But any of you guys want to continue from my point? You guys want to add to? You guys want to?
Yeah. I think I feel OKC will win Game 3, and I think Indiana will win Game 4. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be one each.
We'll preview Game 4, but let's look ahead to Game 3 first and see.
No, I'm talking about both. Both.
I know, but we'll see what happens in Game 3 first to look ahead of Game 4. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But sorry, continue.
So for me, I think I feel like to be honest, it can go either way when it comes to Game 3 and 4. So it could either be OKC then Indiana or Indiana OKC. But I just think OKC will win that first away game, that first road game.
Indiana have lost their first Game 2 of the whole playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. if I'm not mistaken, that was their first Game 2 loss of the whole playoffs. Because I remember they beat the Knicks, they beat the Cavs in both games too. I think they beat the.
No, they lost to the Knicks in Game 2.
No. They beat the Knicks in. They
That's
beat the
right.
Knicks
Yeah. Okay.
in game.
Yeah. All right.
They were 2-0 up going to Indiana. Remember? So yeah, they were 2-0 up going to Indiana. So I think this game. I think they were 2-0 up against the Milwaukee Bucks as well, if I'm not mistaken, Indiana. If I'm not mistaken.
They did. They did, but like I said, they lost all 3 Game 3s.
Yeah, but they lost their first Game 2 of the whole playoffs, Indiana. So, and they haven't lost a Game 1 yet. They haven't lost a Game 1 yet as well. So, and that streak continues for next season as well because there's no more Game 1. So,
I honestly think the streak of them losing Game 3s is going to continue.
You think so? Yeah, I agree.
I think Indiana's going to go 0-4 in Game 3s.
Yeah, you know, PY. I know my shit, bro. I make a few mistakes here and there, but I know my shit. Don't worry. I know my shit.
But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Indiana's going to go 0-4 in Game 3s, and Oklahoma's going to continue to stay undefeated in Game 3s.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Justin. And I think the opposite will happen in Game 4, but we'll talk about that when that happens.
I love that name.
Because I think Indiana has lost every Game 3, but won every Game 4. So that's what they do.
Yeah, they lose every Game 3s, but they always come back and win Game 4s.
Yeah. So OKC may have to break that curse. They may have to win both if they want to come out of this. Outside of that, there's not really much else to say. Al Shader got their lick back. The Halaban are licking their wounds, and as far as I'm concerned, OKC are gonna win tonight, and then we'll see what happens for Game 4.
Fair enough. But yeah, any more you want to add to before we close out? I mean, we don't really have much to talk about. It's just Game 3 itself, right? We don't really have much to talk about Game 3. Unless you guys want to talk about the last game, you want to review the last game.
I do want to say Halliburton needs to do more in the first half. He can't just be come in. He doesn't do anything in the first half. He needs to do more.
He hasn't actually scored big points like people are saying he has. In the finals, he's not scored. Okay, to be fair with you though, Indiana played as a team in Game 1. That's why they won. It was like 6 players in double figures or something like that in Game 1. And in Game 2 was more like, it was him that didn't turn up in Game 2. I think he was more quiet. I think he scored more points in Game 2, but then the Pacers were more quiet. I think it was just a quiet game from Indiana, like I said. But yeah, sorry, continue, King.
Yeah, that's the thing. I need more from Halliburton. I think in Game 3 or 4 he needs to do more. He needs, because I don't think he's got past 20 points yet. And so if you want to be the superstar for Indiana, you're gonna have to do more than that.
No, but
especially
it's the crowd that he plays to. So the crowd gets behind Indiana, and we'll see how they play. Either the crowd will make them feel more pressure, or will they, feel this is where we sort of elevate our game, because Indiana have lost all Game 3s in the playoffs, like Justin has said.
Yeah.
Right. But this is the first. Wait. Sorry, this is not the first Game 3 back at home. My bad. This is. Indiana have lost more games at home than they have on the road. They're more of a road team this season in the playoffs, it seems, than they are a home team, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless of all that, I reckon OKC wins this game. They'll take the lead, and I think OKC wins this in 5 or 6.
If you continue, I'm gonna look up the Pacers schedule, and I'll tell you how many home games they lost and how many road games they lost.
No worries, man. I'll just read this comment. Can you you want to continue your point, bro? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. I feel like when it comes to this, it's just like I need a bit more from the Pacers in the first half. I think the thing about the first couple games is it's good to be there and thereabouts in the fourth quarter, but in order for you to be there in the fourth quarter, you need to do a bit more in the first three. I feel like as much as they are a team, Halliburton needs to show up a bit more. For me, I think he should be aiming to get 20, 25, maybe even 30 points in a game. Because if he gets a cool extra 10 points, that's the difference. That can be a big difference in losing a game and winning a game, I feel.
Okay, so here's the road record for Indiana this postseason. They are 6-2 on the road. For home, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. And then how many losses? 1, 2. They are 3-2 at home. So 6-2 on the road, 3-2 at home.
So better on the road, but on the road. They're pretty even at home.
Yeah.
They're pretty even at home.
Because they won one game in Milwaukee. They were so close to losing game 5 back at home because the Bucks were literally like one Tyrese miss away from winning the game. Although I can't say that now, but they were one miss away from winning the game, the Bucks. So that could have been interesting had the Bucks got it to game 6 or 7. But at the end of the day, the Indiana Pacers pulled through, and that's the one thing that you have to give credit for them for. They're clutch. They've been clutch this whole playoffs, and like PY says here, right? Adam's Rodriguez brings coming up, right? As long as the Thunder are up 12 points or less in the fourth, the Pacers are winning. Halliburton has proven he's built for high pressure clutch situations. Exactly. Once the Pacers cut it to within like 12 or within 10, they know that they're in striking distance to win the game because they know that the teams will fold. Because they use the timeouts very well. They'll cut it to within, like, for example, let's say they get it to 8. Let's say they get it to 4. All right.
Wait, I miscount. I miscounted here. Hold on. I forgot the Milwaukee series. Hold on.
No, it's all good. But I was just saying, like once the Pacers cut it to within 4, within 2, like they did in game 1, it just proves that you know what, they forced the miss from SGA down the stretch, and that was the play that won the Indiana Pacers the game. The defense, that miss that they forced won the Pacers the game. So you already know, bro. Like the Pacers are built for these moments, like the season, and they've shown this season. I've doubted the Indiana Pacers so much, and they're in the finals for a reason, because they're clutch. And if you're clutch, you get big wins because you score big buckets. Fair enough. Like it's not that difficult. Well, it's difficult to pull it out of the bag, but if you do it, you do it. Like you deserve it. So fair play to Indiana, honestly. Fair play to them. So yeah. Justin, sorry, what were you saying? Justin, sorry, bro, what were you saying? I think you're on mute, bro.
I'm typing in the chat because I recounted the Pacers home record and the away record because I missed the Milwaukee series.
They lost one game on the road in Milwaukee. I think they lost one game against the they won.
Yeah, that's the final tally that I put in the chat because I counted the Milwaukee series because I was counting the Cleveland series first.
Yeah, no, I can see that. 8-3 on the road, 6-2 at home. So they played more games on the road than they have at home because they're a lower seed. That's why. So
they're good on both though. At least they're positive on both. So it's not really matter whether they're home or on the road. It's whether if they can be able to be successful in the clutch. That's the difference.
Neymar to win Finals MVP and becomes a best player. The Pacers won't be able to afford to keep him in a few years' time because Miles Turner hasn't even extended yet. Are people forgetting Miles Turner hasn't extended his contract with the Pacers yet? So he could be a free agent And hey, listen, the Celtics or the Lakers will want to take him. They'd love to take him. If the Celtics are serious, they go get Miles Turner right away if he's available. You know what I mean? He's a really good player, but he's very loyal to the Pacers. I reckon he stays. You guys think he stays?
I don't know. It depends on what he wants. If he wants to live it, I don't know if he likes Indiana, then he'll stay. But if he wants to go to LA or somewhere nicer,
Or
it really
Boston?
depends. Nah, not Boston. I'm saying somewhere nicer, like LA, Miami.
Hey, Justin. Boston's a
Come
nice
on,
place.
come on. It's nothing on LA or Miami if you're a player.
I think he stays in Indiana.
Boston's a lovely place, King.
I don't think he leaves Indiana.
Fair
I
enough.
think
Depends if he's comfortable.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay in Indiana if he wins this championship.
After they win this chip, Pacers is going to rebuild with Obi Toppin. Nah, they'll rebuild around Tyrese Halliburton. But Obi Toppin's a key player for them. They'll build him. They'll build him. He's a key piece of that team. But guys, anything going to add more? Anything going to add before we close out?
Just looking forward to the next game.
Yeah. So OKC wins this game, guys. I reckon they do. Okay. Cool. But guys, big up for the support as always on the channel. I'm 7 subs away from 310, so if you guys could get me there, that'd be great. I would like to get to at least 500 subs by the time the next Premier League season starts. King, let them know what you got coming up, bro, on your channel, because I will be on your channel soon. Do you know what, bro? Are you free? Are you free right now? I can go on right now, actually. On your channel right now. Are you free?
No. I got stuff to do for this evening.
Okay.
But we'll figure something out. But
Yeah,
in terms of my channel, I do a show with Rasta. I'm gonna be on Rasta's channel tomorrow. And he was on my channel yesterday. Obviously, Kaven will come on my channel at some point, and then we'll do a couple other shows will happen over the course of the end of the week.
Yeah, I'll be there. 100%, I'll be there. But
I'll be back here for Formula One. I'm looking forward to. I'm waiting for you to do your tennis show. I need you to do that,
bro. These guys keep wasting my time, bro. Man's been waiting for them for. Bro, last night I was waiting for them. I fell asleep, bro. I was like, you know what? Scrap that. I was supposed to review the final. I was supposed to review the tennis final for time, bro. And then I was like, you know what?
You can still do it. Do it this weekend.
I'm still doing it, bro. I'm still doing it. I might do it after this. Hell, I might even do it after this. We'll see. I might be back. I might be back. I genuinely might be back. No, Augustia is who I'm talking about. He was supposed to be. He was ready, but the other guy was not ready. So, yeah. No, Augustia will be back. He was supposed to do the tennis show with me, yesterday. But obviously, I wasn't feeling too well, so I had to get some rest.
Yeah. When all three of you are good, do the show. I'll be there. I would like to hear.
I'll be back tomorrow for the United show on my channel.
Oh yeah, Club World Cup as well.
Club World Cup's on Saturday.
What, the show?
Yeah, because
Sad.
I'm getting a guy called Zier Talks on. If you guys don't know Zier Talks, subscribe to Zier Talks every single time. Big up to him. He's a real one. Zier Talks will be on Saturday, so I will bring him on. He's a Bayern Munich fan, Al Hilal fan. So you know what? That's literally like perfect because 2 of those teams are in the Club World Cup. So I can literally ask him both questions about both those teams. As for Chelsea, they're in the Club World Cup as well. I might try and get a City fan on if possible. A Real Madrid fan, maybe. We'll see. I'll try and discuss it over the course of the week. But yeah, honestly, I'm just glad, we're trying to sort things out for the summer. We're trying to get more shows. Next week, the Premier League fixtures are going to be released on next Wednesday. So I will do a live I will react to the Premier League fixtures. I will sort of talk about it, discuss in detail about the fixtures and the transfer windows as we go across the break, the June, July break, August break. So yeah, the transfer windows, the United shows will be on AIM Sports. Obviously, the NBA Finals, once it ends, will still be here. These guys will be back. I think tomorrow. If we can top of the game tomorrow, if Justin's free, King's free. Club World Cup Saturday preview. Club World Cup Saturday. F1 Saturday as well.
Oh yeah, can I add one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
Also, not kick on Rumble, Authentic World Analysis.
I was gonna mention that.
Show coming soon, as well. So will be either on the Fridays or Sundays. There'll be.
Obviously, we don't talk politics on sports, but these guys do have a separate politics channel on another platform. So if you guys would love to go and would love to go and listen about world politics, about world analysis, issues around the world, feel free to go subscribe to these guys on Rumble or on Kick, whatever you guys want to call it. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, it's Rumble only. No Kick. we ain't Kick Sauber or Rumble.
No, but whatever it's called, whatever you man call it, go and download the app. Go follow these guys. You know what I mean? But also, what's it called? Like I said, transfer window shows, NBA shows, tennis shows, Wimbledon next month. We'll be back on the channel. Wimbledon will be back, so don't go anywhere for that. But yeah, a lot more is gonna happen. A lot more is gonna unfold. Transfer window shows, United shows back tomorrow. NBA Finals and F1 and Club World Cup all for the rest of the week. But until then, I mean, you guys want to keep Justin? You want to plug anything? You got any channels you want to plug? I know you have a YouTube channel that I once tagged, but no videos, no. No. I'm just kidding. You gotta upload some videos, man. You gotta upload some videos, bro. You know what I mean? Upload some videos, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm not that tech savvy.
Nah. Justin will have a YouTube channel soon.
No, I won't. Don't listen to him.
Maybe he'll be back on the channel. He'll be back on AIM Sports. He'll be back across the summer. So NBA shows. Like I said, I'll say this quickly and I'll close out. The NBA shows across the summer are still going to be here. We're still going to react to trades. We're still going to talk about draft. We're still going to talk about any big news that happens. Hoops Pod NBA ain't going nowhere. So once the season's here, Jaylen Brown will be ready. The Celtics will be ready. Derek White's gonna be ready. We're gonna battle for a good playoff spot, and hopefully Jason Tatum comes back healthier. But until then, guys,
I just do have one request though.
Yeah, of course.
Whenever the finals do end, I do want to request if we do a show on the 26th of June, I'm going to be taking that off because that's my birthday and I don't want to.
Yeah. Anyways, but no worries, man, Justin.
But yeah, I'm available all day tomorrow. So if Kane's available tomorrow for an NBA show, I'll be available tomorrow.
We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll preview the final. We'll preview Game 4 again tomorrow. So yeah. Assuming whoever wins tonight, we're still gonna preview. Obviously, AIM Sports, NBA Hoops Pod. You know what I mean? We still gotta preview that. But yeah, but there's more happening. So yeah, guys, tune in, like, share, subscribe. I know I waffled a lot, but I'm out. Anyways, take care. I got Sylvia back. Like Shaq and Kobe. Yep. Yes. Take care. Peace.